So right after the ICMR announced the fast tracking of the COVID vaccine in India, it is now political parties like the left who has come out to question the ICMR's claim on a COVID vaccine. Series of tweets by Sitaram Yechury where he is asked several questions, and I quote, "How can the ICMR decide on vaccine launch date without regulator DCGI evaluating the evidence and the safety and its efficacy? What liability is the ICMR assuming in aggressively pushing the trial of a vaccine produced by a private company? How can the ICMR compel institutions to start trials without giving time to their institutional ethics committee to examine the trial protocol, consent procedures and liability? How has the ICMR selected the institutions which will conduct the trial? 3 of them are private institutions, including a private practitioner who has no institutional address. And also, why is the ICMR using threats to get institutions to fall in line? Some of the institutions like NIMS in Hyderabad are state government institutions. Has permission been given by the government of Telangana? And what is the number of people that will be studied for this trial? Let me go across to Anuj, who's joining us with more on this, because it seems that the fast tracking of the vaccine being said that might be getting into its phases. The trials will be completed and analyzed by the 14th of August. There are certain questions that the left are now raising. And to what effect the ICMR will now give out its detailed statement and study when it comes to fast tracking the Covaxin trials? Anuj.
Exactly, that's the problem with the opposition parties, and now the left party, this CPI, is coming out with CPM coming out with these kind of reaction and these kind of questioning rather, and they are questioning ICMR. So that's the habit of these kind of opposition parties. They need to understand the larger picture. When we are talking about it, this is ICMR who are working day and night and looking into the matter. And now if they are saying that they are coming out with a vaccine which can help the people of the country to fight this virus, so that's the positive sign, and that's the great news which need to be understand by the people of the country as well as the parties, the opposition parties. This is something which is not a need to be politicized. This is something which is being done for the good of the nation, for the good of the people, and we are seeing what exactly the pandemic is. So that's something what we are understanding at this point in time, that yes, the opposition parties need to understand that this exactly is the biggest problem at this point in time, when they are politicizing the issue, when they are saying that rather they are questioning ICMR. So that's the biggest issue with the opposition parties, which need to be understand that this is for the good of the nation. This is something on which whole country is working, and not only the country but outside the world. This is something that everybody is looking for the vaccine, and if India is becoming the country who is coming out with a vaccine and who can give a cure to this disease or to this virus, is going to be a positive sign and a great news for the country as well as for the world. But the opposition parties, including CPM, like the CPM at this point in time, is coming out and questioning again the work of the ICMR, is something which is really need to be noticed and which is really need to be kept in mind, that this exactly is not the time to do the politics, and this exactly is something which need to be appreciated rather, and need to be understood by these kind of parties and these kind of leaders, that what exactly is being done in the favor of the nation.
Continues to ask such questions, also asking that what is the number of people who will be studied in this trial, and when it comes to phase 1, 2 and 3 trials, that will be completely analyzed by the 14th of August, because that's the deadline that was announced. And who were the members of this independent data safety monitoring committee that has now taken upon themselves when the official announcement that the ICMR's claim has been, where the official claim by the Indian Council of Medical Research that has envisaged the launch of a COVID vaccine for public health use latest by the 15th of August has drawn sharp criticism and has sparked fears that its safety and efficacy could be compromised to meet the near impossible timeline of 15th of August. Well, what is being said on the questions that have been continuously being asked especially by Bharat Biotech, that received the approval to enter the initial phases of human clinical trials only earlier this week. And it is being said that Bharat Biotech and that has been chosen for the other hospitals for trials to fast track all the approvals related to the initiation of the clinical trial and to ensure that the subject enrollment is initiated no later than the 7th of July. In view of the public health emergency and the urgency to launch this vaccine, which ICMR has partnered with Bharat Biotech to develop Covaxin, and it is being said we need the vaccine at the earliest, that the ICMR wanted to convey. And also at this time where politics has begun over this, with the CPM questioning the ICMR on the hurriedness to get a vaccine done by 14th of August. Let's move on to more news.